Good morning, YouTube. I am actually over here at Kyle's house and getting ready to go put the sprinkler on the fall garden. But before I do that and get it all muddy, I wanted to kind of show you an update on it. It has been a week and 2 days since we planted it. Today is September 6th, 7th, something like that. Losing track of my days at this point. But I'm gonna go check on that, and then I wanted to show you what has been going on in the house. Kyle and his dad and his mom have been over here the last couple of weeks putting in a ton of work, and I want to show you what it looks like. So we'll do another video when everything is completely done and cleaned up, of course, but I want to show you all the work that they've put in over the last couple weeks. And then I think this weekend I'm going to get in here and do at least partial deep cleaning downstairs, and we'll see if I'm able to get upstairs, but I'm not going to clean upstairs until they get everything done. You'll know more when you see what I'm talking about, but let's go check on the garden. Okay, so here we are over at the fall garden, and as you can kind of see, I've got some stakes marking where my rows are, and I do have some stuff coming up. I'll throw a diagram of what is planted where up on the screen here, but we'll just kind of walk through and I'll see if I can read my labels. So this little row here, not a whole lot is coming up, but that's black seeded Simpson lettuce, and then that's mesclun. This is tatsoi, which is an Asian green. What's this one? This will be Swiss chard, so this one here. And there's a couple more here. Not all of them have come up yet. And I think Swiss chard goes all the way down the row. That's butter crunch lettuce, and I just kind of sowed pretty thick. Not super concerned with getting heads of lettuce, just want something to have some salads in the fall. I don't think anything has come up. There's a little bit here. That's going to be Salanova. I think the rest of this row is Salanova. This is broccoli, which looks like there's one there. Maybe some down in here. Yeah, there's some coming up. It's a little bit of broccoli coming up, and I think cabbage down the row here. Yeah, that's Chinese cabbage coming up. And let's see, where am I at over here? I don't want to step on my rows. Okay, kohlrabi, which there's one, there's a couple more. And then, let's see, what's this one? Oh, these are radishes. They come up so quick. So that's why you see quite a bit of those. And then let's hop over here. This entire row is green beans, which they're easy to identify. This row is beets, which you can see a couple starting to come up. There's an entire row of beets. And then that row is purple top turnips. And I think rutabaga down at the end. So that's it. I do want to plant a row of kale. I didn't have any seed, but Kyle's mom lent me some seed to throw in for kale. So we'll put another row right here for that. So I'll show you as the garden grows. We'll do some little fall tours, but we definitely wanted to have some stuff to munch on through fall. And while I'm over here, I do want to show you these beautiful sunflowers. This garden over here is an absolute disaster with weeds, but there's some zinnias popping up, there's sunflowers, all kinds of squash, which I do want to show you one of these massive squash. That thing is like 3 of my feet, and I have fairly big feet. Those things are massive. There's another one over here, I think. Yeah, this one's easier to get to. So it's been getting munched on, which is fine. We'll let that one get munched on. But let's zoom out. That's my hand, and I'm 5'9", so I have fairly big hands, and it's a pretty big one. I think they're called Kusha or Kasha squash. I'll throw a picture up here. Anyways, let's go look at these sunflowers. It's kind of chilly this morning. It's only about 60 degrees. And we're just about to sweatshirt weather, which I'm excited about. You can see there's some morning glory climbing up my sunflowers. I did not plant that morning glory. It just grows wild here. But look at these beautiful sunflowers. Just stunning. Now, a lot of these sunflowers I planted just to enjoy. The ones we're looking at right now, I planted just to enjoy. But I did plant a big patch over here, which I'll show you in a second, that was supposed to be for my wedding. I looked at my calendar, I counted out the days, I timed it according to the days to maturity on the seed pack, and they shouldn't have been blooming until the week of October 14th, which is when we're getting married. And as you can see, they're in full bloom, and they have been for a couple weeks. So I'm a little disappointed with that. Probably won't get to use any of those for the wedding because they will be spent by then. But, so that's the field we're getting married in, and you can't tell from here, but that field is full of sunflowers. They're starting to bloom now, but I'm hoping that we'll have some that don't bloom until a little bit later, and we'll be able to use some for the wedding, hopefully. And then these zinnias I planted for the wedding as well, and as you can see, there's all kinds of blooms still getting ready to come. So even though they're blooming now, not a big deal. What I will do today is I will deadhead all of these flowers that are currently blooming, and that will force the plant to shoot out more flowers, and I think we'll be able to have quite a few of these for the wedding. I had this entire area over here, which is now weeds, and it was completely filled. I did plant some more sunflowers, but they are not going to be ready in time. And I planted more zinnias, but I don't think they'll be ready in time either. Such is life. But I planted all of this full of different flowers at the same time I planted these zinnias, and none of them survived all of this weed pressure. And with us not being over here every day, it was just too much to keep up with. Like I said, nobody lives here while we're working on the house, and it's just been too much. But some of this stuff, like these weeds here, I may be able to use as some filler in some of the arrangements for the wedding. And I have all of these zinnias that I'll be able to use. May have to buy some flowers from some other flower farmers in the area, and maybe even just from the grocery store just to kind of fill in, but it'll be okay. Speaking of flowers for the wedding, I collected a bunch of peony flowers back in the spring, and I put them in the refrigerator. So today I'm going to take 2 or 3 of them out and do a vase test, see how many days it takes them to open up, so that I know when it's time for the wedding. Sorry, I had something in my shoe. When it's time for the wedding, I know when to take those out. Hopefully it'll work. If not, oh well. But let's go check on the house. Okay, so since we're over here, I'll show you this first. Obviously, I'm not gonna go down there. But this is the stairway to the cellar. You can kind of see we've got some squash down there. And the steps were in pretty bad shape. So Kyle's dad is redoing them. We're very thankful that he knows how to do all of this because it's saving us a lot of money. But they should be pouring concrete here pretty soon and getting these steps redone. And I'll show you when they're done what it looks like. Okay, and this is the mudroom, which I had started painting. We needed more paint, so I went to Home Depot and picked up more paint yesterday. And we will end up finishing this wall here, and then probably put another coat over everything just so that it all matches in case the 2 cans of paint aren't quite the same. They should be, but you know how it goes. And then in here, this is the office, which there was a bunch of stuff being stored in here, and it is gone now, other than these mattresses. So what we're gonna do is come in here and fix, like you can see this spot, didn't do very well. So I'm gonna probably sand that back down and do a little bit more mudding and fix that little area. You can kind of see this one kind of fell out a little bit. So I'm gonna fix that. And then we'll put another coat of paint on that. And then of course I've got, like where the tape had pulled some of it off, I've got to come back in here and cut these edges. And it really did a number down here, but that's okay. I would rather do that than get all over the trim. So I can come in here with a detail brush and get all of that. And then before we rip this carpet out and redo the floors underneath, we're gonna go ahead, since I have Kyle's help now, and get all of that wallpaper off, get that heater taken out so we can redo those walls, paint them, and then we'll rip these floors out. And it has hardwoods underneath, which we're gonna try to match with these hardwoods over here as far as the stain goes. And then if we come upstairs, they've done so much work in this bathroom. I am so impressed with it. Let's see if I can turn it on. I don't know, hang on. Okay, sorry about that. I heard Kyle pull up to do morning chores and wanted to talk to him. But back up here in the bathroom, and as you can see, they've got the walls started on. We will have to come in and fill these in and do some touch-up paint. And then over here where the toilet is, we had to get a little creative, so we'll have to paint that so it blends in better. But it's looking really good. They got the floor laid and grouted. We got to clean it up a bit. It's looking really good. And we gotta, you can see there's the trim down there on the floor. We gotta finish that work over here on this wall. That's where the little heater and fan is. And eventually we'll have like a little cubby system built here in this corner, but probably won't get to that before we move in. Just not enough time. And then right here is where the sink is gonna go. Kyle's dad is building us a vanity because I don't know if you've looked at the prices of pre-made vanities, but they are ridiculously expensive and most of them aren't even real wood. So he is going to build us one, which will save us a lot of money and it will be better quality. And then we bought a Carrara marble top to go on it at Menards. So that's downstairs. And then let's take a look at the shower. It's also Carrara marble. And then this is oil rubbed bronze, I think is the color of this. I'm trying to pick it up in the light, but it might be kind of hard to see. But I think it looks really good, and so glad Kyle knows how to do all of this stuff because, again, that saves a ton of money. I'll kind of go back over here so you can see the whole thing. It's looking really good. Got the ceiling painted. I think the last time you saw this, the shower wasn't even done. The floor wasn't there. I don't think the walls were even painted yet, but it's looking pretty good. And now we will take a step over to our master bedroom. And it is so close to being done. We got all the trim back up around the ceiling. Kyle has already filled the nail holes and repainted. Now we do have a little bit of touch-up paint to do right there. And over here where this wall curves, I don't know if it's easy to see in the video, but the wall is like an S right here. That, that took some creativity on Kyle's behalf, but we were able to get it. And we've got some touch-up work to do over here yet, but I think it looks really, really good. And then over here, we still have to finish. You can see it's taped off. We are painting the walls of the closet just like the walls so that it blends in a little bit better. That closet was added on after the house was built, just so that there's a his and hers closet, because the original closet in a 1900s house is kind of small. So his grandparents added that closet in. And we're gonna paint it so that it blends in a little better. And then Really, this room is pretty much done, other than you can see that piece of trim needs to go back up there. And then these floors got a little scratched up while we were working in here, so Kyle wants to sand them down just to get the poly off. The poly is what is scratched. And we'll re-poly the floors and we'll be done up here. So this is really coming together. Super excited with how it looks. We'll kind of go down the hallway here. I need to turn this bathroom light off. Okay, we'll go down the hallway here and kind of step over some of the supplies. This is Miles's room, and we got the closet doors on. Still need to do a little bit of work in there. Eventually, Kyle's gonna build a bunch of custom shelving and storage solutions in the closet, but that'll happen after we move in. So really, I mean, it's good enough. Right now, Miles doesn't even use his closet. He just uses his dresser. So not a big deal on that. We've got the walls painted, the trim work back up around the ceiling. That was the original door to the closet that was in here, but we took that out to put the bathroom in on the other side over here. So we had to put in a new closet, and so they did a bigger closet over here. And then that door will need to be framed in. That'll be the entrance to his room. Get that framed in, get the door hung, get the rest of the trim work done, and we're gonna redo the poly on the floors in here as well. And then this room will be done. So we are about 5 weeks out from the wedding and moving in, and we're gonna be pushing it a little bit, but I think we're gonna get it done. And I'm super excited. Then I'll come in. This is stuff I can do. I can't do all the construction stuff that Kyle and his dad know how to do, but all of this I can get cleaned up and do some little touch-up work. So that's what I'll be doing over the next couple of weeks, getting the house cleaned and organized and everything put where it's supposed to go, after Kyle and his dad and his mom has helped some too, but after they have put all this work into the construction. And then this is the living room. We really haven't done anything in here, and we aren't going to do anything in here. Eventually this room will get redone as far as the wallpaper is concerned. And I've mentioned before that that heater is going to come out, and this will just be a flat wall, but that'll happen after we live here. But right now it's storage. I've started moving some stuff over from my house, and some of the stuff we got from the bridal shower and just some wedding registry gifts that have already showed up are being stored in here. And then I'll take you into the dining room. We have started going through a bunch of our stuff, and we're making piles of things that need to be donated because we have so many duplicates of things. So that's kind of what this mess is. And then I've been over here in the kitchen working, trying to get it somewhat set up for us to move in. So some of these are, like, we got an air fryer for our gift at the bridal shower, and I've brought some stuff over that I don't need at my house every day, and so you'll see some of that. We've also got, we got some spice organizers as a gift, and so I've started moving some of that stuff over here. We got some in here as well. So everything is coming together quite nicely, and we're kind of in the final push. So stay tuned for more video updates, but for right now, I think that's it. And I'm gonna head back outside to the garden. I'm gonna harvest a bunch of those big squash, get them stored in the cellar, the ones that aren't eaten by bugs. And then I'm gonna deadhead those zinnias, harvest some peppers. Hopefully we've got some more over there. And then I'm going over to a lady in town that we know has an apple tree, and I'm gonna pick some apples. So it's gonna be a pretty busy day, and I need to wrap this up so that I can get that done. So as I am editing this video to get it put out for you guys, I wanted to give you a quick update and show you all of the squash that I was able to harvest. I was able to get quite a few peppers as well. And then I got close to 15 gallons of apples picked. And then Kyle, his dad, and his mom were able to get all the concrete poured. And so I wanted to show you what the stairs looked like. And that pretty much sums it up for today. I'm going to go ahead and get this video out for you guys. And I am going to get back to work at my house. And I will bring you along for any future moving and house remodel videos that we're doing over the next few weeks. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.